Okay guys, we are recording, continuing our daily videos. I'm happy to see you tune in. I truly appreciate it. Today I want to talk about movies. I'm a big fan of movies. And one of my first experiences, I want to take you back. In fact, it was one of my first friends, a boy, a little bit older than me. Remember visiting him, going to his room, and he had drawn up on 2 rolls, huge rolls, probably 20-meter long paper rolls, where he had meticulously drawn out war scenes with little bubbles of text, and he had this whole story. He had a cardboard TV, and he could roll these rolls, and he'd have this story. And at the end of the roll, he would have these explicit drawings, and I was fascinated by his storytelling and his drawings. And I'm just saying that because it's imagination, right? And when we look at movies from back in the day, 40 years ago, there was no CGI, right? And people paid for content. I think in the future, even going to the cinema, you're going to be able to go to the cinema for free. I really believe that's going to happen. You're even going to get a free popcorn, and then you're basically going to watch a bunch of car ads or toy ads or stuff like that. Probably a lot with cars, toys, soft drinks, maybe even fashion brands will start making these movies, and they will invite you and to watch these movies for free. I predict that's going to happen. And then I think in regards to casual content, I think AI is going to get on board, and you're going to use platforms to generate your own content. Part of your content consummation will be taking place with AI assistance, I think. Yes, and that's interesting. I think it's interesting. And then of course it's really just the great subscription war somehow. Movies, content, TV series, now we got all these platforms fighting for your attention, and also we got the giants of the interweb trying to build the all-in-one app, right? Which I think we should resist, right? We should resist. And it's, when it comes to movies and content, it seems everyone's in a rush to it's copy-paste. It seems, you know, like if we compare to music, Jimi Hendrix, he was not using plugins on the computer. He was some way sitting under the tree playing the guitar, right? And no distractions, no smartphone going off. Whereas now an artist is using plugins and apps and all these gadgets and gizmos to get things done quicker and to have more choice, more variation. And also it's like we look at what are people doing, and then we copy each other very quick. Instead of telling a story from the ground up, we kind of just give you more of what worked before, right, in a different variation. And I think we see that with movies a lot. Like we have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. And it's just what's happening here. We got the good force against the evil force, and a lot of CGI and CGI and CGI. Mixed match with this political correctness, hurt nobody's feelings, because there's like a model, you know, conveniency, right? Like McDonald's is doing things in a certain way nowadays. When you make content, when you make a movie, there's a certain package that you got to deliver it in to basically make money. It's already under the terms of these commercial interests, right? Which means that they are going to give us the content. In the end of the day, I think it will be all these bigger companies are going to provide us with the content. With they in some way already are with the lobbying in politics, and they're creating these communication channels. But I think in the future it will be the actual movies, it will be the actual content, it will be the actual platforms that we generate this content on. But also I think they will take a greater responsibility in by getting involved instead of just creating ads to get your attention in other media. Let look at how commercial interests have commercialized movies and content in general by creating ads, right? So they got no responsibility to the movie that they're throwing their ads on, right? Whereas if we look at what I'm suggesting, where they, instead of throwing ads in your face, they're actually producing the TV series, or they're actually producing the movie. So now they're not forcing you to watch something, attention, and, you know, drink this, eat this, and buy that. They need to take there's a bigger responsibility to creating real content, to creating the actual movie, to creating the actual TV series. So I don't know, maybe this will give us better companies. Maybe they will become more aware as they start taking that responsibility of actually giving us real content instead of ads, because that's what I think is going to happen. It's already happening in some way. You see what I'm saying? That they are creating the movies instead of sponsoring the movies, right? And the stories. But the loss there is that these companies and maybe us, everybody really in this connected, wired world, people are not willing to take a risk when it comes to stories. Niche stories. Do we have room for niche stories? Where will the niche stories be told? Right? And thus, the fairy tale always ends when the couple gets married, right? I'm a big fan of movies and technology, and I think that there's many of us movie lovers that are willing to go through a whole stack of shit movies, right? Because the older you get, the higher your criteria for a good movie gets. But I'm still searching. That silver screen with its golden stars, right? And that moment where imagination seems so real that you can touch it, right? Any fans of movies out there? What do you guys think? That we're going to get free movies? Can't you imagine that they will invite us to the cinema? I think that will be the future of cinema. That will be product, like there will be, you go to the cinema and the movie will be made by fashion brands, and then there'll be outlet sale too, or something like that, or it'll be a drink and then there'll be a free drink, the launch of something, or toys, or just like I said, with cars, and then maybe you get free popcorn, but you get to watch all the new features in a car, all the funny quirks and features, while people are jumping around doing all this action, CGI. I could easily see how that could be possible, and I think that these companies, if they use big brain, they would be able to throw in some good stories too, and instead of doing these quirky ads where you really have no time and no responsibility, the way ads are set up, right? It's kind of step by step. The ad, you got no time, you got to click here, and then you go, and then you don't read the fine print. Where if a brand is doing an actual movie, I think they have an opportunity to create a deeper relationship with their clients, and their clients will also judge them with differently, right? Things will, they're building relationship. I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting, and that's my prediction right here, right now. Just freestyling, jibber-jabbing, chit-chatting, sharing ideas. So leave a like and leave a comment. Please share and let me know if you find it interesting. I'm trying to do daily videos here, gentlemen. Movies in the cinema will be free in the future, and popcorn will be included, or there'll be some kind of outlet sale. Other content will be generated on different platforms with different AIs, I think. And then there's the great subscription war, and hopefully it will not be the all-in-one app. Yeah, I think that's enough for today. Take one, boys, take one. I'm going to listen to this, and if it passed the test, I will upload it to YouTube. It's blue skies. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'll see you on the tripod. Thank you.